D Noah Drive 229 here, and today we're going to talk about a bit of a financial topic. We're going to talk about, should you pay cash for a car or should you finance it? Now, before we get into that, we first have to talk about kind of the two mindsets you could go in with, because you could be like me and Calvin and you could really enjoy cars. That's really what makes you happy. That's what you enjoy doing. You're a car guy. Or you could be like the majority of people and you just want something, to get back and forth to work, maybe something for your needs. If you got kids, something just big enough, and you might want something reasonably nice, but that's not what you really enjoy doing. And so I firmly believe that everybody should be smart with their money, but they should spend what extra money they have on whatever makes you happy. So, if buying a $10,000 watch, I would never do that. I don't give a crap about watches. But if that's what you like to do, then you should do it. So if you like cars, you want to spend, $120,000, you want to spend $80,000 on a car. If that's what makes you happy, then, by all means, and you have the money and it's not a burden and it's a smart move, then, go ahead and do it. However, for most people, I would try to spend as little money as possible on your car, because it's going to depreciate, it's going to rot, and it's one of the worst depreciating things you can have is a car. So depending on which type of person you are, greatly influences your financial choices regarding the car and things like this. But however, no matter which one you're in, which category you're in, you're going to want to try to spend as least amount of money as possible, obviously, on the car, whether you like them or not. So today we're going to talk about, is it smarter to finance your car or is it smarter to pay cash for your car? And the simple answer is it depends on your situation, and here's how. Okay, for a lot of people, maybe most, I wouldn't say most, but for a lot of people, it makes more sense to finance the car. So I'll tell you, like, for instance, myself, you can pay cash for a car, but especially if you want a newer car or a nicer car, even if you just want like a Honda Accord. Now, either you can take $25,000 or $30,000, save it up, which for most people might take, a while, save it up and put all your money toward it, or a large chunk of your savings toward a car that's still going to depreciate. But to me, that's not the smartest move, because especially as a younger person, that capital, that pure money, and that capital, that cash, can be used to, invest in other businesses, invest in different things, or, kind of be able to move freely. So sinking it all in a car, to me, doesn't make sense. As you know, cash is king. So the most cash that you can keep, in your savings, in your bank, whatever, then the better position you'll be to do so many things. So what's a better option is financing, but you have to finance the right way. And what is the right way to finance? We'll always try to put down somewhat of a down payment. Usually they recommend 20%, but somewhat of a down payment is always ideal, and here's why. Say you buy that $25,000 Accord. Well, as soon as you drive off the lot, you're going to be $5,000 to $6,000 in negative equity, or what they call upside down. Now, what does this mean? This means that you owe more on the car. You financed it for more than it's now worth, because you financed it for $25,000, especially after the taxes, the dealer fees, and all that. But now the car is only worth, Kelley Blue Book trade-in value, it's only worth $20,000. And so to help you to never be in this position, it's best to always put, I would say $3,000 to $4,000 to $5,000 down if you can, and that'll help you to always be in at least a position of even equity, if not positive equity. Because now on that same $24,000, $25,000 car, say you put $4,000 down, now when you drive off the lot, the car is worth $20,000, but you only finance it for $20,000. So at any point, if you want to get out of that car, then you can move to get out of that car pretty freely without losing any money. And so that's why you always want to try to put down a little money. But as long as you put down a little money, and not only that, it makes your monthly payment lower. the more down payment you put. So that's another benefit. But you can have that $25,000 car and not be in a position of negative equity. So if you ever want to sell it or trade it in, then you'll get your money back, and you can drive it around for, you know, just $300 a month, whereas you didn't spend $30,000, take all your $30,000 and put it in it and be driving the same car. So that's why financing usually is the better option. And the key to this is because now financing is so cheap. You know, I got this car for 3% interest. So I mean, you can't beat that. You can reinvest that money at a higher return rate than 3%, much higher. So why would you spend all your capital on a car when you can only get charged 3% for it, and then use that capital, that cash, that pure cash you saved, and, you know, make other moves with it that will surely have a higher return than 3%. So for most people, financing, as long as it's done the right way, is a better option. Now, when might cash be a better option? Well, maybe you know, maybe made a couple wrong choices, bad decisions, or, you know, just unfortunate for whatever reason, you found yourself in a situation where you maybe have, you know, poor monthly cash flow or either poor credit. If you have poor credit, then buying cash might be the better option for you, and here's why. Not only do you need to focus, first of all, on getting your credit back good, so buying a really expensive car might not be, you know, the wisest move, or it's definitely not. So you might want to just get as simple a car as you can, you know, maybe 5 to 8,000, you know, something older but reliable, and try to pay cash or put as much down as you can and finance as little as possible. The reason for this is if you have poor credit, your interest rate is going to be higher. So whereas someone with better credit can get, you know, 3-4% interest, maybe 0 if the car is brand new, if you have poor credit, you might get 10, 15, I've seen even 20, 25% at some of the, you know, shady car lots interest. And with those type of interest rates, then you're much better off just saving up and buying a small cash car. Because think about that, at 20% interest, you're not even really paying for the car. I mean, up to, because the way that interest works, over 5 years, or even if you do longer financing, you know, trying to get, you know, maybe a car you can't afford, over 5, 6, I've even seen 7-year loans, almost half of that money you spend is not even paying for the car, it's just paying interest, paying for some banker to go to trips in the Cayman. So if you have poor credit, poor cash flow monthly, then saving up and just getting a small cash car, you know, will save you the most money over the long haul, and maybe help you to not have that monthly payment, so you can focus more on getting your credit back, you know, to where you need it to be. So, you know, maybe pay mostly cash for it and just have a small monthly payment, you know, pay that regularly so that that starts to build your credit back up. But that's just a brief spiel. Comment below, let me know what you think the smartest move is. This was just a brief you know, kind of financial talk. Let us know if you like these kind of videos. Do you want us to do more of them, less of them? You want us to just stick to car reviews, just stick to car guy stuff? Definitely let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and don't forget to subscribe. It's free. Hit the red button. But anyway, it's been D, No Wheel Drive 229. Y'all have a great day.